Welcome to my channel Bookish English 2, my friend. Have you ever wondered, can I really learn English while I sleep? Maybe you've tried many methods, textbooks, apps, even speaking to yourself in the mirror. But your brain still forgets. Your mouth still hesitates. Your heart still feels nervous. But tonight, let me show you a secret. A soft, silent secret. What if your sleep could become your teacher? What if peaceful listening could unlock your English dreams? Close your eyes, get comfortable, and listen. You're about to enter a calm story where English flows into your mind, even as you rest. Comment if your brain ever feels tired but still wants to learn. Now, let's begin this gentle journey to fluency. Chapter 1. It's a quiet night. The world outside is slowing down. The lights are soft. The sounds are gentle. And you are here, ready to rest, ready to learn. You are not alone. Many learners like you feel tired of studying all day. You read books. You watch videos. You try hard to speak. But still, something feels missing. Maybe your brain feels full. Maybe you forget the words after a few hours. Maybe you feel sleepy while learning. And that's okay. Because tonight, something special is happening. You are not here to study. You are here to listen. You are here to learn in a soft, peaceful way, without pressure, without stress. Just your breath, your calm body, and the gentle English words floating to you, like clouds in the sky. There is a little secret that most people don't know. When you sleep, your brain doesn't turn off. It keeps working quietly. It moves the day's memories. It plays little dreams, and it listens. Yes, your ears still hear when you're asleep. Not loudly, not clearly, but deeply. And when the words are soft, slow, and kind, your sleeping brain starts to remember. Not like memorizing in school, not like repeating again and again, but like feeling, like music that stays in your head. That is the secret of the night learner. You don't force English into your brain. You let it come. You welcome it softly. And you give it time. Now imagine this. You lie in your bed. You are sleepy. You hear a soft English voice, just like now. It says small, simple sentences. It tells a slow story. It repeats a word or two. And your brain, half dreaming, half listening, starts to hold these words. You don't even try. You just breathe. You don't need a pen. You don't need to speak. Just listen. Let the story carry you, like a boat on calm water. This is not magic. It is nature. It is the power of calm learning. Some people ask, but how can I learn when I'm asleep? And that is a good question. The answer is not fast. It's not like studying math or writing an exam. Sleep learning is slow. It's like planting seeds. You don't see a flower the next day. But if you water it, if you give it light and love, one day, it blooms. The same happens with English. You listen each night. You hear the sounds again and again. Your brain becomes comfortable. It says, "Ah, I know this word. I've heard this before." And slowly, without even knowing, you begin to understand. You begin to speak without fear. You begin to feel that English is part of you. Tonight is the first step. You have started your journey, and that is the most important thing. You may not remember every word tomorrow, and that's okay. Sleep is not about perfect memory. It is about gentle growth. You are not trying to win a race. You are learning with peace. Your heart is open. Your mind is quiet. Your ears are listening. That is enough. That is more than enough. You are doing something powerful just by being here, just by listening. Many people give up learning because they think they are too slow. But slow is beautiful. Slow is deep. Fast learning often fades. But slow learning stays forever. And the night is your best friend for slow, deep learning. There is no noise, no messages, no busy thoughts, only calm, only rest, only you, and English like a soft river beside your dreams. So, My dear friend, take a deep breath now. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel your eyes getting heavier. And let the words wrap around you like a warm blanket. The story will continue. The words will come again. Each chapter will guide you. And your English will grow quietly, peacefully, night by night. You are not just a learner. You are a night learner, a quiet listener, a peaceful speaker in the making. And this journey is just beginning. Chapter 2. The night is deeper now. The world has gone quiet. The sky is dark, the moon is soft, and your body is sinking into rest. But even here, in this silence, something is happening inside you. Your ears still hear. Your brain still listens. Not in a loud way, not like a classroom, but like a whisper in the wind. You may not notice it, but your mind is still open. And tonight, we will talk about something very special. Something that helps your English grow without effort. It's called repetition, but not the kind that makes you bored. This is different. This is the magic of soft, slow, dreamlike repetition. You see, your brain loves patterns. It loves hearing things more than once, especially when it's safe, when it's calm. That's why children ask for the same story again and again. That's why we remember the chorus of a song. It's not because we study it. It's because we feel it. Because we hear it again. Because it becomes a part of us. In sleep, your brain does something beautiful. It takes repeated words and plays with them. It holds them gently. It places them in soft places in your memory. And it does this quietly, while your eyes are closed and your body is resting. Let's say you hear a phrase like, "Good morning. How are you?" If you hear it once, maybe you forget. But if you hear it many nights, calmly, gently, while drifting into sleep, it becomes yours. You don't have to think about it anymore. It comes naturally. That is the power of night repetition. You don't need a book. You don't need grammar. You just need peace, patience, and a little bit of listening again and again. Right now, your brain is open like a soft window. Words come in. They don't knock. They don't shout. They float. They visit. And some of them stay. So tonight, we repeat some small words. Let them dance around you. Hello. Hello. I am here. I am here. You are safe. You are safe. English is coming. English is coming. No rush. No pressure. Only peace. Only peace. Did you feel it? The words came slowly, like waves. You don't need to understand every single part. You don't need to translate. Your brain is smart. It knows how to absorb. Just like when you learned your first language. You didn't study nouns or verbs. You listened. You watched. You felt. And you became fluent over time. This sleep journey is the same. The difference is you're older now. You have responsibilities. You feel tired. That's why this soft method is perfect for you. It doesn't ask for energy. It gives you rest. It gives you English, one word at a time. And something beautiful happens after a few nights. Maybe 5. Maybe 7. You start to recognize things. Your mind says, I know that voice. I know that sentence. And the fear goes away. Because repetition brings comfort. You stop asking, am I learning? You just feel calm. And slowly, the words become a part of your thinking, a part of your dreams, a part of your speaking one day. So, if your eyes are heavy now, let them close. If your body is tired, let it fall into stillness. The words will keep coming. The soft story will continue. You don't have to chase anything. You don't have to repeat aloud. Just let the words repeat around you, like a lullaby. You are not lazy. You are learning. You are growing. And every night, with every soft repetition, your English becomes more natural, more real, more you. This is the magic of peaceful repetition. It's not about working harder. It's about relaxing deeper. Your mind is ready. The door is open. Let English come in, quietly, again and again. Chapter 3. The night is still and your breath is soft. Outside, the stars are shining quietly, and the world is wrapped in silence. But inside you, something gentle is happening. Your brain is not sleeping the way your body is. It is floating in a dream world, half here, half beyond. And into that dream world, English is entering softly, calmly, like light falling through water. In this chapter, we talk about words. Not big, difficult words, but dream vocabulary. The kind of words that feel light. The kind that float into your mind without effort. These words do not come to disturb your rest. They come to rest with you. They come to live in the peaceful space between sleep and thought. You might wonder, how can I learn vocabulary without writing it down? That's the question most learners ask, because we are used to studying with our eyes open. But your brain has another way to learn, a quiet way, a natural way. A child doesn't need a notebook to learn the word apple. A baby doesn't write milk to understand it. They hear it again. They feel it. They see it in their little world. And then, one day, the word comes from their mouth like magic. You are not a baby, but your mind still loves this soft way. The way of repeating, listening, relaxing. And when your body sleeps, the noise of the day disappears, and your brain becomes like a calm lake. Into that lake, the words fall like drops. Small, simple, slow. Listen now. Let the words come in. They are not here to test you, just to be with you. Dream, light, peace, voice, sky, soft, water, smile, time, hope. Did you feel them? You didn't have to memorize. You didn't have to speak. These words entered like little seeds. Some will stay. Some will return tomorrow. And every time you hear them again, they feel more familiar. That's how sleep vocabulary works. Not through force, not through pressure, but through love, through calm, through listening. Now think about your day. You see many things. You say many words. But how many stay in your heart? Very few, because the day is noisy. But night is quiet. And in this quiet, you remember more. You feel more. That is why dream vocabulary is powerful. It does not live in books. It lives in your emotions. It connects to your feelings. That is why you remember the word love, but forget the word possessive pronoun. Because one touches your heart, the other touches your head. And sleep does not need your head. Sleep needs your heart. And heart words are the ones that stay. So tonight, when you listen to this voice, know that you are not wasting time. Even if your eyes are closed, even if your mind floats away, your ears are still hearing. Your soul is still learning. And slowly, word by word, night by night, your dream vocabulary becomes real vocabulary. You may wake up tomorrow and not feel any change. But one day, in a quiet moment, a word will come. You'll say it without thinking. And you'll wonder, where did that come from? It came from here, from this moment, from this peaceful chapter, from this soft night when you decided to trust the quiet path. There is no hurry. There is only rhythm, repetition, rest, and a little bit of hope. Let the words keep floating. Let them surround you like soft wind. You are doing more than you think. Your sleep is not empty. Your sleep is full of language, full of meaning, full of soft English that is becoming your own. Chapter 4. The room is quiet now. Your eyes may already be closed. Your body is heavy, resting deeply into the softness beneath you. The outside world is far away. All the noise, the pressure, the fast thoughts of the day, They have melted like snow. And here you are, still listening, still learning. But it doesn't feel like learning, does it? There's no pen in your hand, no book on your lap, no clock ticking beside you. Only a voice, only soft English, and the sound of your own breathing. And that's the beautiful truth. Because sleep is not silence. Sleep is a gentle door. And behind that door, your brain is still listening, still feeling, still growing. People often believe that when we sleep, we stop learning, that our brains turn off like lights in a room. But that's not true. When the body sleeps, the brain begins a different kind of work. It plays quiet dreams. It builds quiet memories. It listens without effort. This is not the kind of listening where you try hard to understand. It's not the kind where you feel tired or afraid. It's the kind of listening that feels like floating, like watching clouds move across the sky. And in this quiet listening, something gentle begins to happen. The English you hear starts to settle inside you. Not as a memory, but as a feeling. Not as a rule, but as a rhythm. Imagine you're walking by a river. You hear the water. It doesn't speak loudly. It doesn't explain itself. But the sound stays with you. It becomes a part of the walk. That's what this English is doing now. It's becoming a part of your night, a part of your dreams, a part of your inner world. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to do anything. No answers, no pressure, just rest, just breathe, just listen. The brain loves this. It loves gentle voices. It loves soft repetition. It loves when words come without stress. That's why night is the perfect time to learn. Because you are safe. Because you are calm. Because you are ready to receive. And you don't need to understand every word. That's the secret. You just need to be near the language. Feel it. Let it flow past you. Like wind in the trees. The words will touch you. Some will stay. Some will pass. But your brain will remember the music. It will remember the sound of English. The way it moves. The way it feels. And later, when you wake, those sounds will still be inside you. They will feel soft. Familiar. Not like strangers anymore. Like friends. Like part of your own voice. So tonight, let this be your comfort. You are learning, even in silence. You are growing, even in sleep. The soft English around you is not lost. It is entering. It is planting. It is blooming quietly, deep in your mind. You don't need to worry. You don't need to repeat. You don't even need to try. Just let go. Let the night teach you. Let the quiet carry you. Because this silence is not empty. This silence is full of English. And that English is slowly becoming yours. Chapter 5. The night is deep now. The stars are still watching, and everything around you is wrapped in stillness. You are lying peacefully, listening without effort, breathing without thought. The world has gone quiet, but inside your mind, something very gentle is happening. You are learning without trying. That may sound strange. You've always been told to work hard, to repeat, to memorize. But here, in this moment, there is no hard work, no pressure, no deadlines, just soft words and peaceful rhythm. Just English entering your heart without noise, without force. And this is the secret that so many people never hear. You can learn without trying. You can grow while resting. Think about the way a tree grows. It doesn't push. It doesn't hurry. It doesn't say, I must grow faster. It simply receives sunlight. It takes water. And slowly, day after day, it becomes stronger, taller, deeper. The same is true for your English. You don't need to push. You only need to stay close to the language. To let it come to you. to let your brain accept it. And what better time to accept than now, when your body is soft, when your heart is quiet, when your thoughts are floating gently like feathers in the wind. This is not lazy learning. This is natural learning. In fact, it is the way you learned your first language. As a child, you didn't sit at a desk. You didn't read grammar books. You listened. You absorbed. You played. You rested. And language came to you like breath. You didn't try. You just lived near the sound of your language. That is what we are doing now. You are living near English. Sleeping near English. Resting with English beside you like a calm friend. And your brain is doing something wonderful while you sleep. It is taking the words it hears and placing them in soft memory. It is building little bridges between the sounds. It is practicing without you knowing, without you feeling tired. It is helping you become familiar with the rhythm, the melody, the patterns. That's why sometimes you wake up and feel like a word is suddenly easier. That's why you start to understand sentences you didn't study. Because your sleeping mind was quietly working, gently organizing, peacefully preparing. So tonight, don't worry about remembering. Don't try to repeat after me. Don't ask, am I doing enough? Because just being here is enough. Just lying down, letting the voice surround you, is enough. The effort is not in doing. The effort is in trusting. Trusting that your brain knows what to do. Trusting that your mind is smarter when it is calm. Trusting that this peaceful time is not empty. It is full of soft learning, deep and quiet. Let the words pass over you now like warm air. Don't chase them. Don't grab them. Just listen. Feel the kindness in the voice. Feel the comfort in the rhythm. You don't need to think. You don't need to answer. You just need to be here. Breathing. Resting. Letting English come in like light through your window. You are learning. Yes, even now. Even in stillness. Even in sleep. You are learning without trying. And that is the most beautiful way of all. Chapter 6. The night holds you like a warm blanket. Your body feels heavy, but your mind is floating, softly, quietly, gently. You are not awake, not fully asleep, but somewhere in between. And in that quiet place, English is finding its way in. Not with noise, not with rules, but with story, with feeling, with soft emotion. In this chapter, we talk about something very special. The story that teaches without pressure. The soft story that becomes your language teacher while you rest. Not the story of tests or textbooks, but a peaceful tale told in a voice that doesn't expect anything from you. A voice that only wants to stay with you, like a friend whispering in the dark. Stories have a secret power. You may not see it right away, but your brain does. Your heart does. A story is not just information. It is emotion. It is rhythm. It is connection. That is why you remember stories from childhood, even after many years. You remember how they made you feel, how the voice sounded, the soft fear, the calm joy, the slow wonder. And when you hear English in a story, it becomes more than words. It becomes experience. It becomes real. It becomes yours. Now imagine this. A child sits on a soft bed. A mother or father tells a story. The child doesn't understand every word, but they feel safe. They feel warm. They feel close to the language. That is how they learn. And you, right now, are just like that child. Maybe older, maybe busier, but still ready to feel. Still ready to learn through emotion, through calm. That is what this story is doing for you now. You don't need to follow every sentence. You don't need to understand all the details. Just let the story flow over you like a slow river. Let me tell you a very simple story. A dream story. It begins like this. There is a small house in a quiet village. Inside, a young woman lies in her bed. She does not speak much English. But every night, she listens to a voice. The voice is kind. It tells her little stories. About gardens. About morning sunshine. About old friends meeting again. She listens with her eyes closed. She does not study. She does not speak. But every night, she listens. And slowly, the words stop being strangers. They become visitors. Then friends. Then family. One day, she meets a traveler who speaks English. She smiles. She says, "Hello." The traveler smiles back. And she knows the stories helped her speak. The stories helped her believe. You see, stories are not just for children. They are for dreamers, for learners, for people who want to grow in a gentle way. The story doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need big words. It just needs heart. And when you hear English stories while sleeping, your heart opens. Your brain accepts. And the learning happens without pain, without pressure, just peace. So, my friend, let the story continue. Let it hold you tonight. Let it speak while you sleep. There is no need to think, no need to repeat. The story will do the work. You just need to stay here, resting, breathing, letting the soft words become part of your dreams. Because every peaceful story adds one more piece to your English. One more feeling, one more sound, one more soft. Chapter 7. The night is long, but it is kind. The sky above is quiet, full of stars that do not rush. And you are here in this peaceful space, where nothing is loud, nothing is fast, and nothing is expected from you. You are simply breathing, listening, receiving. And even now, while your body relaxes and your thoughts grow lighter, something is gently changing inside you. You are learning. Slowly. Softly. Not with a textbook, not with a test, but with quiet listening. This is what we call passive learning. And tonight, we will talk about why it is one of the most beautiful ways to grow your English. Passive learning means you are not trying hard. You are not speaking. You are not writing. You are not asking questions. You are just allowing English to be near you. You are hearing it without needing to do anything. And even though it may seem like you are doing nothing, your brain is doing something wonderful. It is watching. It is feeling. It is noticing small things, the sound of a word, the rise and fall of a sentence, the kindness in the voice. All of these quiet pieces enter your memory without a fight. And later, when you need them, they come back to you naturally, like remembering the smell of something sweet, like hearing the melody of a song you love. Many people think learning must be active. They say, if I'm not speaking, I'm not learning. Or, if I'm not practicing with a partner, I'm wasting time. But that's not true. Passive learning is not wasted time. It is planted time. Imagine a garden. When you plant seeds, you don't see the flowers right away. But underground, things are happening. Roots are growing. Life is beginning. Sleep learning is the same. Every quiet moment with English is a seed. And when you rest with it, when you let it live near you each night, it becomes a part of you. Slowly, quietly, forever. So tonight, as you listen to this voice, don't feel like you must do more. Don't say, I should be taking notes. Don't worry if your mind drifts into dreams. That's okay. That's perfect. Because even if your eyes are closed, even if you fall asleep fully, the English still enters. The voice still speaks to your sleeping mind. And your brain, so soft and relaxed, listens better when it is not busy thinking. That is why passive listening works. Because the pressure is gone. Because your fear is gone. Because your heart is open. And when the heart is open, language flows in like warm light through a window. Let the English continue around you. You don't need to understand every sentence. You don't need to repeat. You don't need to worry. Your job is only to rest, to enjoy the soft sounds, to breathe in the peace. The language will do its job. It will repeat. It will return. It will stay. You are not behind. You are not slow. You are simply learning in a new way, a peaceful way, a way that honors your rest, your time, your gentle energy. Passive learning is powerful not because it is loud, but because it is kind. It teaches you that English is not a mountain to climb. It is a river to float in. And tonight, you are floating. You are learning. You are becoming fluent, without even opening your eyes. Chapter 8. The clock continues ticking, but time feels different now. Your room is still. Your heartbeat is slow. Your thoughts are soft, like feathers falling through the air. And in this calm, English continues to move through you. Not fast, not loud, just flowing, gently, like water over smooth stones. You are not sitting at a desk. You are not practicing with flashcards. But you are learning. Because something powerful is happening. You are building a habit. A soft habit. A night habit. A peaceful routine that starts before sleep and stays with you while you dream. In this chapter, we talk about the beauty of gentle listening before bed and how it becomes your secret tool for fluency. Let's imagine this moment clearly. You finish your day. You wash your face. You lie down. The lights are dim. The world is far away. And instead of silence or music or noise, you choose this. You choose a soft English voice. You choose a story, a sentence, a whisper of learning. And as your eyes begin to close, your brain says, "Yes, I know this. I like this." Your brain relaxes, but it keeps listening. The voice is calm. The rhythm is slow. The message is kind. And little by little, without pressure, the language becomes part of your sleep. This moment before sleep is magic. It is when the body says, "I am ready to rest," and the mind becomes quiet. And in that quiet, your brain is most open. You are not thinking of what to say. You are not worried about grammar. You are just breathing, and the words go in. They don't ask permission. They don't wait. They just float, like stars through an open sky. And if you repeat this moment every night, even just 10 minutes, it becomes a path. A soft path your brain learns to walk every time you close your eyes. This habit is simple. You don't need a plan. You don't need energy. All you need is a few minutes. A quiet space. A kind voice. And the decision to listen. That is all. And that decision, when made again and again, becomes stronger than any textbook. Because your brain loves habits. It loves patterns. And when you give it English at the same peaceful time each night, it begins to expect it. It begins to prepare for it. And one day, you notice something beautiful. Your sleep becomes the time when English feels easiest. Not hardest, not scary, but soft, natural, like a second skin. So if tonight is your first night, be proud. You are starting something powerful. If this is your 5th night, your 10th night, feel the change. Feel how English no longer feels like work. It feels like a friend. And if you ever forget, just return to this moment. Lie down. Close your eyes. Let the voice in. Let the language flow. No need to catch every word. No need to repeat. Just listen. Just rest. The brain is listening. The heart is remembering. And your English is growing, night by night, like a quiet tree under a full moon. This is your soft ritual, your bedtime gift. And you deserve it. You deserve to learn without fear. You deserve to grow without stress. You deserve to speak English with calm. And it all begins right here, with one voice, one story, one quiet moment before sleep. Chapter 9. The night continues gently. The sky above your dreams is wide and still. Your arms are loose, your breath slow, and your thoughts are quiet now. You are floating between waking and sleeping, and the soft English voice is still with you, like a gentle breeze that never stops, like a lullaby you don't need to understand. And even though your lips are not moving, something beautiful is happening inside your mind. Your brain is not just listening. It is practicing. It is repeating. It is copying, even in your dreams. This chapter is about a quiet technique that works while you sleep. It's called shadowing. But this is not the usual kind. This is dreaming shadowing, sleep shadowing. And it's more powerful than you think. When you are awake, shadowing means listening and repeating a phrase as quickly and closely as possible. You copy the sound. You copy the music of the sentence. You train your tongue and brain to work together. But when you are asleep, or half asleep, your brain does something similar in the background. It listens. It holds the sound. It begins to repeat, not with your mouth, but with your memory. Not with your voice, but with your rhythm. And that silent repetition becomes a kind of invisible practice. A shadow of speaking. A dream rehearsal. Right now, even if you are not fully awake, even if your mouth stays still, your brain is following the voice. It is gently echoing the phrases it hears. It is building the music of English inside your head. You may not notice it now, but in the morning, you might say something without thinking. You might hear your own voice using a sentence you never studied. And you'll wonder, where did that come from? It came from here, from this soft shadowing in your dreams. From this night, when your sleeping brain decided to practice without asking you. This kind of shadowing doesn't need pressure. You don't have to repeat out loud. You don't have to worry about mistakes. There is no mistake in sleep. There is only rhythm. There is only flow. That's why sleep shadowing works. It removes fear. It removes stress. It lets the brain enjoy the language, like music, like a heartbeat. And when the brain is calm, it learns deeper. It remembers better. It connects the words not just to sounds, but to feelings. Listen now to a few soft phrases. Let your brain follow. Let your heart remember. I am learning. I am resting. English is with me. My voice is growing. My words are coming. No fear. Only peace. No trying. Only trusting. You don't need to say these sentences. You don't need to move. Just let them repeat quietly inside you. Your brain will echo them. Your dreams will hold them. And slowly, your English will grow from the inside, like music you hum without knowing, like words that rise from silence. Shadowing is not about shouting. It is not about perfect pronunciation. It is about being close to the language, letting it live with you, letting it whisper inside your dreams until one day it becomes your own voice. A voice that feels easy, a voice that feels natural, a voice that no longer needs thinking. So tonight, let the voice keep going. Let the rhythm continue. You are not alone. The English is with you, inside you, moving with your breath, shadowing your dreams, preparing you, gently, softly, slowly, for the moment you wake up and speak without fear. Chapter 10. The night is long, but your journey is gentle. The sound of English continues like a river, slow and soft, never forcing, never stopping. Your body is still. Your mind is resting. And yet, something deep within you is awake. A quiet part of your brain is listening. It's not focused. It's not thinking. But it is accepting. It is receiving. And that part of you, the sleeping mind, is more powerful than you imagine. In this chapter, we will talk about two very different ways your brain learns: your sleep brain and your study brain. One is busy, logical, always planning. The other is calm, emotional, always listening. And for learning English with peace and fluency, the sleep brain is your secret gift. Let's start with the study brain. This is the brain you use during the day. You sit at a table. You read a grammar book. You try to remember rules. You take notes. You worry about mistakes. This brain is useful, yes, but it gets tired. It feels pressure. It often doubts itself. Am I doing this right? Why can't I remember that word? Why is it taking so long? That voice inside your head becomes loud. And the louder it becomes, the harder it is to learn. You might study for an hour and remember nothing. Not because you didn't try, but because your brain was too full, too stressed, too noisy. Now, think about the sleep brain. This is the part of your mind that becomes active when you are relaxed or when you are drifting into sleep. It doesn't ask questions. It doesn't judge. It simply observes. It listens like a child at story time. It doesn't need to understand everything. It just needs to feel safe. When you play soft English audio before sleep, like this, you are speaking directly to your sleep brain. And the sleep brain doesn't say, "I don't get it." It just says, "I'm listening. I'm remembering. I'm feeling the rhythm." It holds onto the sound. It places the phrases into your memory quietly, without effort. This is why sleep learning works. Because the sleep brain is not afraid. It is open. It is calm. It is not thinking about results. It is not worried about tests. It simply exists in the moment. That's the perfect space for language to grow. Because language is not just words. It is sound. It is music. It is emotion. And when your brain is free from stress, when your heart is quiet, those sounds can plant themselves deep in your memory. Let's imagine two people. One stays up late studying flashcards, reading grammar, testing themselves. They feel tired. Their eyes hurt. Their mind is full of doubt. The other person listens to a calm voice before sleep. They hear simple sentences. They breathe deeply. They fall asleep with soft words still playing. Which one wakes up feeling good about English? Which one feels more ready to speak, to remember, to enjoy? You already know the answer. It's the one who used the sleep brain, the one who trusted the quiet way. And this is something you can do every night. You don't need energy. You don't need motivation. Just a voice. Just a story. Just a few words repeated in peace. Over time, your brain builds stronger pathways. The words become easier. The sounds become familiar. You start to speak with less fear. Not because you worked harder, but because you worked softer. Because you allowed the sleep brain to help you. You see, most people forget this part of learning. They only use the study brain. They read, write, practice grammar, and feel tired. Then they wonder why their English doesn't improve. But you are different now. You are listening in your rest. You are learning in your dreams. You are giving your brain the chance to relax and grow at the same time. And that, my friend, is something powerful. So tonight, let your study brain go to sleep. Let it rest. Let it stop asking questions. And let your sleep brain take over. Let it listen to the voice. Let it enjoy the rhythm. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to try. Just be here. Just breathe. Just listen. The sleep brain is smart. It will remember more than you know. And one morning, when you least expect it, you will say a phrase perfectly. You will understand a sentence without trying. And you will smile, because you'll know your English grew quietly in the night while you slept. Chapter 11. The night feels warmer now. Deeper. Your body is safe, your breath is slow, and the world outside is far away. You are here in this quiet space, where learning is not loud or stressful. It is soft, emotional, and beautiful. You've been listening for a while now. Your brain is open, your heart is calm, and something special is happening. Words are finding you, not through hard study, but through rhythm, through sound, through feeling. And maybe, just maybe, you've noticed something strange. You sometimes wake up with a song in your mind, a melody you didn't plan to remember, a line that repeats in your head again and again. That is what we'll talk about tonight, why you remember songs, and how that same magic can help you learn English naturally, peacefully, and without effort. Music is powerful. It touches the part of the brain that remembers feelings, not just facts. You can forget a number. You can forget a rule. But you never forget the way a song made you feel. That's because your brain holds onto rhythm. It loves melody. It listens to patterns. And it doesn't need to try. That's why you can remember songs from years ago. That's why children learn songs before they speak full sentences. The music carries the words, and your mind receives them with ease. Now, think of this. What if you could use that same musical feeling with English? What if you could fall asleep to sentences that move like a soft song, that repeat like a peaceful chorus? Right now, the voice you hear is doing just that. It may not sound like a song, but it has rhythm, it has emotion, it has repetition. These are the same ingredients that make music unforgettable. And your sleeping brain, which is not busy with tasks or stress, receives it like a lullaby. It doesn't translate. It doesn't analyze. It just listens. And the words stay with you. Not because they are important, but because they are emotional, because they are gentle, because they are part of a rhythm that makes your heart feel safe. Let's try it now together. Listen closely, not with your ears, but with your whole body. I am learning. You are learning. We are learning. Together. Slowly. Softly. Every night. With peace. With love. These are not just words. These are sounds connected to breath, to safety, to calm. And the more you hear them, the more they return. Not because you memorized them, but because your brain enjoys them. This is the same reason a child sings their favorite line over and over. Not to study, just to feel joy. And when you use this joy in English, this musical softness, you learn without even knowing. That's why it's a good idea to choose English audios that sound peaceful, that repeat phrases in a calm voice, that don't shout or go too fast. Because speed breaks the rhythm, but calm builds memory. And the more peaceful the repetition, the deeper it goes. That's how songs work. That's how dreams remember. That's how your sleeping brain becomes your language teacher. So tonight, as you continue listening, let the voice become your soft song. Let the phrases wrap around you like a melody. You don't need to sing. You don't need to speak. Just let your heart enjoy the music of English. Let your memory dance quietly with the words. Let the feeling of each sentence stay with you like the chorus of your favorite lullaby. And one day, when you least expect it, those same words will come back. You'll be walking, or thinking, or speaking, and suddenly, a phrase will rise up inside you. Natural, clear, emotional, and you'll realize this is what learning with feeling does. This is what night listening brings. Not just knowledge, but connection. Not just memory, but music. Chapter 12. The night is deep now. The moon may be high above, or maybe clouds have hidden it, but it doesn't matter. In this quiet moment, you are safe. You are warm. You are still. And your heart is open. You've been listening gently, slowly, with no pressure, and with every passing minute, English has been settling into your mind like snow on a quiet field. You're not studying. You're not testing yourself. You are simply feeling, listening, breathing. And in this chapter, I want to take you back in time. Not far, just to your first years of life. Because the way you're learning now is the way you once learned everything. This chapter is about the most natural learning method of all. The way children learn, the way you once learned, the sleeping child method. When you were a baby, you didn't try to speak. You didn't take grammar classes or memorize vocabulary lists. You simply listened. Every day, every night, your ears were open to your family's voice, your surroundings, the rhythm of words being spoken around you. And even when you were sleeping in someone's arms, the voices continued. They didn't speak louder or slower. They just kept talking. And you, in your sleep, in your peace, were learning. Not actively, but deeply. That is how you became fluent in your first language. Not by force, not by fear, but through closeness, through love, through emotion, through time. That is the magic you are returning to now. That is what this sleeping English journey is about. Letting go of stress, letting go of pressure, just being near the language, just listening without trying, just trusting that your brain knows what to do. Because it does. It remembers how to learn like a child. It remembers how to hear sounds again and again, and then slowly, gently, those sounds become words. And those words become meaning. And that meaning becomes voice. And that voice becomes you. This is why sleep learning is so powerful. Because it brings you back to the beginning, to a place of softness, of comfort. You don't need to explain anything. You don't need to repeat after me. Just stay here. Just rest. The child inside you is still listening, still learning, still growing. Think of this now. A mother is holding her baby. The baby's eyes are closed. The baby is breathing softly. And the mother speaks. Not loudly, not slowly, just naturally. Tomorrow we will go outside. The sun will shine. You will smile. The baby hears. Maybe not clearly. Maybe not fully. But the baby feels it. And later, those words come back. Not because the child studied, but because the words were near. Because they were full of warmth, full of rhythm, full of emotion. That is what we are doing here, together. You are the child. I am the voice. And this moment is the hug. A soft English hug that holds you in sleep and leaves a little piece of language inside your heart. And you don't need to be young to learn this way. You only need to be open. You only need to be calm. If you allow English to live beside your dreams, if you listen night after night, the results will come. Slowly, kindly, naturally. One day, you will speak without thinking. You will hear yourself say a sentence and wonder, when did I learn that? And the answer will be, during a night like this. During a quiet chapter like this one. When you weren't trying. When you were simply listening, like a child in peace. So let yourself fall deeper into this soft rhythm. Let the voice continue to be near. Let your body rest. Let your mind trust. You are learning like a sleeping child. And that, my dear friend, is the most powerful way of all. Chapter 13. The world outside is silent. The night is holding you gently. And you, my dear listener, are floating in a soft space where learning is no longer a task. It is no longer something you fight with or stress over. It has become something natural, something light, something peaceful. Every breath you take, every word you hear, is part of this beautiful journey. And even if you don't feel it yet, something is changing inside you. Your brain is not just hearing English. It is beginning to trust it. It is beginning to feel comfortable with it. And that comfort is growing into something even more special: confidence. Yes, quiet, silent confidence that grows slowly at night, like flowers under the moonlight. So many learners live with fear. They are afraid to speak. They are afraid to make mistakes. They are afraid of being judged. That fear builds walls inside the mind. Walls that stop you from opening your mouth. Walls that stop the words from flowing. But here, in this soft, sleeping moment, those walls are melting. There is no teacher to correct you. No classmate to laugh. No mistake to fear. There is only a voice. A story. A soft rhythm of English that does not ask anything from you. It just stays with you. It just repeats. It just says, "You are doing fine." And your brain, your heart, begins to believe it. This kind of confidence is not loud. It doesn't come with shouting or cheering. It doesn't come from speaking in front of a big crowd. It grows like roots underground, quiet, invisible, but strong. When you listen to English while resting, while sleeping, you send a message to your brain. This language is safe. It's not scary. It's not dangerous. And the more your brain feels that safety, the more it relaxes, the more it opens, the more it trusts the sounds. That trust becomes belief. And belief becomes confidence. You don't need to wake up and say a perfect sentence. You don't need to prove anything. Just knowing that English is becoming part of your dreams, that is already a gift. That is already a victory. And over time, the words you hear every night start to feel like your own. Not because you practiced them in front of a mirror, but because they lived beside you while you slept. Because they visited your thoughts again and again. Because they stayed with you long enough to become friends. Listen to this, and let your brain feel safe. I am not afraid. English is my friend. I can learn slowly. My voice will come. I don't need to be perfect. I only need to be present. I only need to stay close. Night by night, I am growing. Quietly. Confidently. This is your truth now. You are not behind. You are not weak. You are not alone. Every night you spend with this voice, every peaceful moment you choose to listen, you are becoming more and more fluent in your own way. A way that does not rush. A way that does not hurt. A way that is filled with calm and kindness. And one day, someone will speak English to you. You will not freeze. You will not panic. You will feel something strong inside you. A quiet power. A calm belief. You will answer, not perfectly, but bravely. And you'll smile, because you'll remember nights like this. You'll remember the quiet voice that helped you grow when no one was watching. You'll remember how confidence was born in the silence of your sleep. So tonight, rest easy. You don't need to do more. Just be here. Just listen. Let your silent confidence grow in the dark. Because when the sun rises, you will be just a little stronger. Just a little more ready. Just a little more you. Chapter 14. The night continues like a soft river, moving slowly, gently, without noise. You are not running. You are not chasing anything. You are simply here. Still, peaceful, safe. The voice keeps speaking, the rhythm stays calm, and your heart stays open. You've been listening for a while now. English words have come and gone. Some you remember, some you don't. And that's okay. Because in this moment, you are not trying to remember. You are simply letting English stay close. In this chapter, we'll talk about something very special, something small, but powerful. Tonight, I'll share the best kinds of English phrases to listen to at night. The kind that enter your mind like a whisper and stay with you like a gentle memory. Not big vocabulary, not complicated expressions, just short, real-life sentences that your brain can hold while you rest. Many learners think they need to learn hundreds of new words every week. Long lists, difficult terms, fancy phrases. But your brain doesn't work that way, especially not while you sleep. When you are resting, your brain prefers what is simple, short, emotional, and familiar. It wants to hear something that makes sense in real life. Something soft enough to repeat. Something kind enough to remember. That is why sleep learning works best with daily English phrases. Small sentences you can use in the morning, in the kitchen, on a walk, in a quiet moment. These sentences become tools for your speaking. But more than that, they become part of your thoughts, your dreams, your natural voice. Let me share a few examples now. You don't need to repeat. Just let them enter like a breeze through your open window. I'm waking up now. It's a beautiful morning. Let's drink some tea. I feel happy today. Where are my shoes? It's time to go. I'm learning something new. That's okay. No problem. Thank you so much. I'm proud of myself. These are not academic sentences. They are not difficult. And that is what makes them perfect. Because in sleep, you don't want to study. You want to connect. And when these phrases are repeated gently, night after night, your brain starts to remember them as feelings, not just as words. And when that happens, you start to speak from the heart, not from the textbook. This is why I say, don't focus on big vocabulary while you rest. Focus on meaningful moments. Focus on words that you use in your real life. Words that make you feel something. That's how you become fluent. Not by knowing everything, but by feeling comfortable with a few important things. Imagine waking up and the first sentence you hear in your mind is, "It's a beautiful morning." That changes your day. That connects your sleep learning to your real life. Or maybe you're walking to the market and suddenly the phrase, "Let's drink some tea," comes to you. You smile. You remember the voice. You feel connected to the language, not because you studied it, but because it lived with you during the night. So tonight, let the simple phrases stay with you. Don't chase long words. Don't try to memorize. Just let your mind hold these soft pieces of English like a child holds a small toy, lightly, with joy, without fear. Every short sentence is a doorway, a gentle step forward, a piece of your future fluency. And remember, you don't need to understand everything now. You only need to be present. You only need to be near the language. English will do the rest. It will repeat. It will return. It will live with you, softly, while you sleep. Let's whisper a few more together. Breathe deeply, and let the meaning float through your heart. I'm doing my best. Tonight, I feel calm. Tomorrow will be better. I'm learning English, step by step. I am enough. I am growing. I am ready. Chapter 15. The night has become your friend now. The stars may be high, or the sky may be covered with clouds, but your world is peaceful. You're not just lying in your bed anymore. You're traveling gently through language, through sound, through soft memory. And every breath you take feels easier. Every word you hear feels closer. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to speak. You only need to be here, with your eyes closed and your mind open. And now, as we continue this calm journey, I want to give you something very special. A routine, a sleep ritual, a gentle bedtime habit you can follow every night. Not with pressure, but with love, with kindness, with peace. In this chapter, we'll create your own quiet plan for learning English as you rest. Something simple, soft, and strong enough to change your life over time. Let's begin by asking something simple. How do you end your day? Some people scroll through phones. Some watch loud videos. Some lie down with heavy thoughts. But what if your bedtime was different? What if it became a safe space for your English dreams? What if it became your secret hour of growth, your calm time for soft listening? It doesn't need to be long. Even 10 minutes can be powerful. What matters is how you feel. What matters is that you let English visit your night gently. So let's build your nightly ritual. A few steps. No rules. Just comfort. Just calm. First, turn off the lights or keep them soft. Let your body feel ready for rest. Then, breathe deeply 3 times. In and out. Again and again. Let the day fall away. Let your thoughts slow down. Then press play. Listen to a peaceful English voice like this one. A voice that does not teach with pressure. A voice that invites you to feel, not to fight. Lie back. Let your hands be still. Let your face relax. And simply listen. You don't need to understand. You don't need to reply. You don't even need to stay awake. The voice will stay with you. The words will float through your sleep. Some nights, your mind will stay awake for a while. Some nights, you'll fall asleep quickly. Both are okay. There is no wrong way to listen. There is only your way. Some nights, you might hear the same phrase again and again. That is good. That is how your brain remembers best. That is how trust is built, through quiet repetition. And here's something even more beautiful. As you repeat this ritual, your brain begins to prepare before you even lie down. It says, it's that time again. Time for peace. Time for English. Time for softness. And the more you repeat this habit, the stronger the connection becomes. Your bed becomes your classroom. Your pillow becomes your study chair. Your dreams become your lessons. Without pressure. Without fear. Now, I want you to know something very important. There is no perfect way to do this. Some nights you may feel tired. Some nights your mind may wander. But just by showing up, just by pressing play, just by listening with an open heart, you are growing. You are changing. You are becoming the version of you that speaks English calmly, naturally, beautifully. So let's breathe together now. One last time tonight. In and out. In and out. Now say to yourself, quietly, gently, with love, this is my time to grow. I welcome English into my sleep. I trust the journey. I am doing enough. Tomorrow, I will be stronger. That is your ritual. That is your promise. Not to study hard, but to stay close. Not to speak perfectly, but to feel ready. Not to rush, but to flow. Night after night. Word by word. Dream by dream. Chapter 16. The hours are soft now. Your body knows it is time to rest. Your heartbeat is calm. Your eyes may already be closed, or slowly closing. And the voice continues, gently, slowly, like a warm breeze brushing across your dreams. You have come so far. You are no longer just listening to English. You are living with it. sleeping with it, breathing it in like air. And in this chapter, I want to share something magical. A thought, a feeling, an idea so simple, but so powerful, it can change the way you learn forever. Tonight, let's talk about what it means to dream in English. To sleep not just with words in your ears, but with English in your imagination. To listen while you sleep, and to begin thinking softly in a new language. Many people believe that fluency begins with speaking, but that's not true. Fluency begins in the mind. It begins when you no longer need to translate, when you no longer search for the right word in your native language. It begins when you think in English, not loudly, not perfectly, but naturally. And the truth is, your dreams can help you get there. Yes, because dreams don't follow grammar. Dreams don't need translation. Dreams just flow. And when your dreams are filled with soft English, your brain becomes more comfortable with the language, not as something foreign, but as something inside you. Something real. Something you can trust. Right now, even as you rest, your brain is forming quiet connections. You've been listening to small, kind phrases for many nights. You've heard stories. You've followed gentle repetition. You've created a ritual. And because of this, your brain is starting to recognize the rhythm of English. The way it moves. The music of it. That rhythm goes into your sleep, into your dreams. And slowly, you begin to imagine scenes in English. A simple conversation, a walk in the park, a memory, a small, peaceful sentence floating inside your dream world. That is the beginning of thinking in English. Not forcing, just imagining, feeling, experiencing. Let's imagine one now, together. You are dreaming. You are walking through a garden. There are flowers all around you. The sky is soft. You hear birds. And then, you meet someone. A kind person. They smile and say, "Hello, how are you today?" And you smile back and say, "I'm good. Just walking." It's a beautiful evening. The dream continues. No fear. No confusion. Just a simple, soft exchange. That is the kind of dream your brain can create when you sleep with English. When you allow it to be part of your inner world. You don't have to remember these dreams. You don't have to control them. You only have to create the environment where they can begin. And you are doing that now, by listening each night. By letting the voice stay with you as you fall asleep. By staying close to English in your most peaceful state. And when you wake up, even if you don't remember the dream, something will feel different. You may feel lighter. A phrase might come to you during the day. You may find yourself thinking, "Should I say this in English?" And that little voice, so soft, so quiet, is your mind starting to think in the language. That's the result of dream repetition. That's the power of peaceful sleep listening. So as you lie here now, trust the journey. Trust the voice. Trust your dreams. Let them hold English gently. Let your imagination play. There is no test. There is no deadline. Only you. Only this moment. Only a brain that is slowly turning language into thought and thought into voice. Repeat with me, softly in your heart. I welcome English into my dreams. My thoughts are becoming clear. I am not afraid of the language. English lives in me now. I think. I feel. I dream. Chapter 17. The night is quiet, and the silence feels like a soft blanket around your heart. The voice continues to speak, not with excitement, not with rush, but with calm. You are not here to race. You are here to rest, to grow, to heal your fear of English, to welcome a new way of learning, one that feels gentle, natural, and safe. You have listened for many nights now. You've repeated soft phrases. You've imagined small dreams. But tonight, we will talk about something that will help you believe. Something that shows you how powerful this peaceful journey really is. This chapter is about what happens when you give this habit 1 week. Just one. A quiet, simple week of listening. And how, in that short time, everything begins to shift inside you. 7 nights. That's all. 7 quiet evenings. 7 moments before sleep. 7 chances to press play and listen without pressure. Many people think learning must be hard. They believe change only comes from struggle. But that's not true. Sometimes, change comes from stillness, from softness, from repetition, from allowing your brain to receive, not just work. And when you give your brain the same peaceful English every night, even just for 1 week, something starts to happen. You begin to notice things. You begin to feel different. Let me tell you the story of a learner. Her name is Amina. She was shy. She never spoke English out loud. She understood a little, but her voice always disappeared. She had tried many methods, apps, grammar videos, memorizing words. But her fear stayed. One day, she discovered sleep learning. She found a soft English story, like this one. She decided to listen every night before bed. Just 10 minutes. That's all. No speaking, no pressure, just breathing and listening. On the first night, she didn't understand much. Her mind wandered, but she listened. On the second night, she felt more relaxed. The voice was familiar. The words sounded softer. By the fourth night, something surprising happened. She began to hear words before they were spoken. Her brain was recognizing patterns. Not through effort, through quiet repetition. By the seventh night, Amina spoke her first full sentence to a stranger. It was simple. Just, "I like your bag. It's beautiful." But for her, it was a miracle. She didn't plan it. It came from somewhere deep. From the nights she had listened. From the rhythm that had become part of her. 1 week. Just one. And she felt like a door had opened inside her. You may think, will that happen to me? The answer is yes. But not in the same way. Your journey is your own. Maybe it will be a sentence. Maybe just a smile. Maybe a feeling of peace when someone speaks English near you. That is still progress. That is still magic. Because change doesn't have to be big. It only needs to be real. So tonight, think about your week. Think about this quiet habit you are building. The nights you chose to listen. The calm you created. The words that found you when you weren't even trying. That is the proof. That is the reward. You didn't need to push. You just stayed close. And your brain, your gentle, smart brain, did the work for you. You see, every night is like water on a stone. It doesn't break it in one hit. It shapes it over time. Softly, patiently, beautifully. You are being shaped, too. Not into something new, but into the version of you who trusts, who speaks, who believes. Let's say this now together. 1 week can change me. I am learning in silence. My voice is getting ready. I am not behind. I am on the path. Chapter 18. The night is holding you gently now. Your body has learned to rest. Your thoughts have learned to slow down. And your heart, your soft, patient heart, has learned to welcome English without fear. You are not forcing anything. You are not asking too much from yourself. You are only listening, quietly, as the voice speaks to you in a rhythm you've come to trust. And by now, something inside you knows this is not just a dream. This is real growth, real change, real connection. In this chapter, We will talk about how everything you've done so far, each night of peaceful listening, is quietly preparing you for something powerful, real speaking. Yes, you are getting ready to speak. Not with fear, not with panic, but with calm. And that moment will come, slowly, naturally, from sleep to voice. You see, speaking does not begin with words. It begins with feeling, with belief, with quiet repetition that becomes rhythm. That rhythm has been growing inside you. With each night, you've been hearing the same soft sounds, the same gentle sentences, not to memorize them, but to absorb them. Your brain has been holding on to these sounds, placing them in soft places, connecting them to emotion, to safety, to rest. And now, those soft places are becoming stronger. You are beginning to feel English, not just study it. And that feeling, it's the first step to speaking. You might not notice it at first. Maybe you're brushing your teeth, and a sentence comes into your mind. It's a beautiful day. Maybe you're walking to the store and hear yourself think, I need some milk. These are not mistakes. These are signs. Signs that your brain is ready to move from listening to speaking. Not loudly, not perfectly, just gently, just slowly, like a baby bird learning to sing, not by reading music, but by listening first, then trying. And you don't need to rush. You don't need to speak in full conversations right away. Just try small things. Whisper a phrase you heard last night. Repeat one sentence in the mirror. Say one kind word to yourself in English before sleeping. That is how the voice inside you becomes the voice outside you. That is how quiet turns into confidence. That is how listening becomes speaking. Remember this. Your voice will not come from your mouth alone. It will come from your memories, from the calm rhythm you've heard every night, from the emotional connection you've built in silence. Your voice will not come from fear. It will come from trust. And that trust has already started growing. Let's imagine a moment together. You are at a cafe. The waiter smiles at you and says, "What would you like?" You feel a little nervous, but then something happens. You remember a sentence you've heard many times during these nights. "I'd like a cup of tea, please." And the words come, softly, naturally, without thinking. You speak them. The waiter smiles, and you feel proud, not because you studied hard, but because you stayed close, because you gave yourself the gift of listening. And now, the language is giving back. So tonight, don't try to speak. Just listen. But let your heart know. Speaking is coming. It is already beginning. Every word you hear now is building your future sentences. Every soft phrase you receive is becoming part of your voice. Say this with me, gently. My voice is growing. I speak without fear. English lives inside me. I am getting ready. I trust my journey. You don't need to speak today, but when the moment comes, you will be ready. Because you have done the quiet work. You have planted the seeds. And now, the words are blooming. Chapter 19. The night is deep, but your heart is light. You have listened, chapter after chapter, with no stress and no pressure. And now, you are different. You may not see it in a mirror. You may not feel it in your body. But something inside you has changed. You have learned to let go. You have learned to trust. And most importantly, you have learned that you can grow, even when you are tired, even when you feel lazy, even when you don't want to study. That's what we'll talk about now. What to do when you feel too tired, too slow, too weak to learn. Because the truth is, on those days, English can still grow inside you. You can still move forward, softly, quietly, by doing one beautiful thing, letting the language flow into you. We all have those days. Days when your eyes feel heavy, when your brain feels full, when you say, "Not tonight. I'm too tired." And that's okay. You are human. You don't need to fight yourself. You don't need to force yourself to work. The beauty of this sleep learning journey is that it does not ask for strength. It only asks for presence. All you have to do is press play, lie down, and listen. You don't even have to keep your eyes open. You don't need to respond. Just being close to the language is enough. Your tired mind may not remember every word tonight, but your heart will feel the rhythm. Your brain will hold the sound. Your memory will catch the feeling. Because the kind of learning we do here is not about logic. It's about softness. It's about showing up even when you don't feel perfect. It's about saying, "I am tired, but I still welcome English." And that welcoming, so small, so gentle, is more powerful than you think. Let's imagine a moment. You come home after a long day. You don't want to open a book. You don't want to write or speak. But you lie down and you play a soft English story. You don't even try to listen. You just let the voice be near. Like music, like background rain. And your brain, though tired, says, "I know this sound. This feels familiar. This feels safe." And that safety becomes memory. That memory becomes fluency. And you didn't need to lift a finger. That is what makes this method so kind. It works with your life, not against it. On your strongest days, you can repeat the phrases. On your weakest days, you can simply listen. And both days are valuable. Both days are part of your journey. There is no wasted time when you listen with your heart. Even if your body is still, even if your eyes are closed, even if you fall asleep before the story ends. So if you are tired tonight, do not worry. Do not feel guilty. Do not tell yourself, "I'm not doing enough." You are doing something beautiful. You are learning with love. You are growing through peace. You are building your fluency with soft energy, energy that respects your emotions, your body, your pace. And tomorrow? Tomorrow you may feel ready to do more. Or not. And that is still okay. Because what matters is that you stayed connected. You stayed close to the language. You said yes to English, even when your energy was low. That small yes is what changes everything. So now, let the words flow. Don't chase them. Don't try to catch them. Just let them float like clouds. Let them rest beside you. You don't need to understand. You don't need to speak. Just feel the kindness of the voice. Feel the comfort of the rhythm. You are still learning, even now. Say this with me, softly. I can learn, even when I am tired. My rest is not wasted. English is always near me. Every small moment matters. I am doing enough. Chapter 20. The night is almost over. The silence is deeper now. Even the stars seem slower, as if they too are resting with you. You've come so far. You've listened with your heart. You've learned without force. You've trusted the voice. And now here we are. The final chapter. But this is not the end. No, my friend. This is the beginning of something soft, strong, and beautiful. This is where you understand the truth. Night after night, your English is awakening. Not in a classroom, not with fear, but in the quiet moments you chose to listen. In the calm space where your dreams met the language. This last chapter is not a goodbye. It is a gentle reminder that your sleep is not just for rest. It is also for growth, for change, for becoming the version of you who speaks with peace. You have heard many words during these chapters. Some were new, some were repeated, some you don't remember, and that's okay, because the goal was never to remember every word. The goal was to let English live beside you, to become part of your sleep, part of your emotions, part of your quiet time. And you did that. You welcomed the voice. You made space for the sound of a new language. And without pressure, without pain, your brain began to listen, to notice, to hold the rhythm, and slowly to believe. Do you feel it now? That soft shift inside you. That sense that English is no longer something you chase, but something you already carry? You may not see the full results yet, but deep inside, the change has begun, and that change will continue. With every night you listen, with every peaceful breath you take beside this language, with every soft sentence you hear, again and again. And here is something truly magical. Even if you miss a night, your brain remembers. Even if you forget the routine for a while, the rhythm stays inside you. You've built something strong, something gentle, something that lives in your sleep and wakes up with you each morning. You've created a relationship with English, not through study, but through kindness, through patience, through peaceful presence. Now I ask you this, don't stop here. Let this be your quiet routine, your bedtime gift. Each night, before you sleep, come back to this soft space. You don't need to think. You don't need to perform. Just listen. Just breathe. Just be. That is how your English will continue to grow, not by doing more, but by being close, by staying near the sound, near the emotion, near the calm, and one day you will speak, not with fear, not with hesitation, but with quiet confidence, because you didn't rush, you didn't fight, you trusted the slow path, you trusted your sleep, you trusted yourself. So as this final chapter fades, let your eyes close, let your breath deepen, let your heart rest in the joy of what you've done. You listened. You learned. You loved the language in silence. Now, say this with me one last time. I learn with peace. I am still learning. Night by night, my English awakens. I am proud of this journey. I will return tomorrow,